Get you some babies while they're still in. There, that milk nose. Yeah, look at your milk nose. You've been eating. You really see it from there. Run, 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 run. Yeah, that's her mama. That would be the second of the last born. Hey, look, you might think it rained. No, this float just quit cooperating altogether. Where's your kid? I know it's in there. Oh, she's hiding right over there. That's the oldest one in here. And here we have little backwards girl. How you doing there, backwards? Good morning. Okay, there's a start to your video. At least you got a little over a minute of some babies. Well, there's the mower we get to play with. You don't think we had any issues, do you? Not at all, right? I don't know if I've worked on this one before. If I have, it'd be down there. But the other weld on there, where it goes back to the second hole, that ain't none of my work. Oh, and he brought me his fork too. I never have liked the looks of the way those things are made. There's too much stress and too small of a spot. But yeah, you know, they sell them, so. Anyway, straighten these up, throw some hot glue on them, call him and tell him to come get it and get it out of my way. And Ron was nice enough to do a little grinding on there for me. A little bit's better than none. At least I can see kind of what's there. Oh well. Oh, and there's these little dark spots appearing. I don't know if you can see them on there or not. I don't know what they are. They're kind of cool to the touch when they hit you. And this is what we look like mid-morning. I wondered how these stupid clamp-on forks hold up. They don't. I think I missed showing this earlier. Instead of this being here, it was up here. Tore all out. And then Ron and number one with clamps on there and beat on it. Got it around for me, and all I had to do was weld her up. And in the process of doing that, this slid down, hit there. They just used jam nuts on here. 1/2-inch jam nut welded on that. And there was maybe a little tiny 1/8-inch spot of weld that was actually the only thing that ever was holding it. And hey, you know, like I said, I don't know if I showed you or not, but I think I did. I know I did, because I showed you how crooked things were. It's back together. Probably better than it was originally. And if you notice, yeah, there's a little tack on the frickin' nuts on those bolts down there. Why? Because that's the way it came. That's the way it's going back. Should hold up now, as long as he doesn't hit something again. And in the process of when they hit stuff, they broke the bolt or pin, whatever was up here. It's a 3/4 hole in these pieces. 7/8 and everything else. Other than the bushing in the middle. It's oversized 3/4, but a 7/8 won't fit. So I think there's supposed to be bushings in these, but there wasn't anything there. So it's tight as it's going to be. And it's done. Now he's just got to come get it. Of course, I let him know, and he don't know when he'll make it. But that's just how it works out. Hey, we got Ron picking up the cardboard now. Say hi, Ron.
Hello.
And hey, all that before lunch. Yeah, plus I was gone this morning. Had to go into the bloodsucker and leave a little. Take care of that before I got to go in for my DOT physical next week. Because they decided that they just have to know what it is before I get there. Frickin' jokes anyway. and barely a breath. There's a little bit of wind. It's trying, but it's wrapped around the pole. You know how it is. I'd show you the neighbor's oats here really quick. This is at the end of the road. They planted that, probably when we could have been, maybe. But it's like ankle high, and there's really nothing to it. And it's already headed out totally. Kind of weird. But that's the way the year's going to be. Oh, and I'm headed to pick up a spindle for a Massey Ferguson 175. It came in while I was eating lunch. Since I'm headed to town, I thought I'd show you this. That's actually planted about a month and a half ago down there. And it's ankle high. It isn't headed out yet, but probably the only reason it's still growing is because it's in about as low ground as you can get and still farming. There it is. That's probably the last receipt we're going to get with that name across top. Co-op sold off their equipment supply. It's going to be a big outfit out of California. Apparently that was the one outfit that was willing to try to keep things mostly the same as they are. So, and there goes part of what they already sold off right there, the fuel truck. They got rid of that a couple years ago. I better wave to Emery. I'll never hear the end of that. I was going to show you the raindrops on my windshield, but it got almost half covered and dried right back off. That was a couple miles ago. I'm almost home. I was going to show you from where I was there that the sun was shining over here at home. So I doubt it rained at all while I was gone. Clouds there in the middle of the screen look like they're dropping some water, but that doesn't mean they're making it to the ground. And yeah, there's that ankle high oats. The heads are pretty much all the way out. And that's hard to combine when it's like that. You can't keep a combine full when it's that short. They don't move fast enough unless you put a 40-foot header on it around here. And 20-foot header's usually a great plenty. Like on that wheat right there, they actually run a 25-foot header on a 1480, and they run a little slow because that extra 5 feet. We run a 20-foot on a 1480. Sometimes I wish it was bigger. And he's got a lot of ryegrass in his crimson. Always does. They were checking it a couple days ago. I saw him. I think if it was me, the crimson's already turned. If it was me, I'd hit that with some glyphos and see if I can kill that ryegrass before the seed finishes forming up. And this neighbor's piece that we cut for hay. And there ain't much there. Nothing like it should be. Everything with a loader tractor. Uh-oh. Oh. We're chained to the truck. I can't do that yet. Now that we're no longer chained together, this should work much better. And slide it in. We hope. You gotta get it square. What? You gotta get it square. You were still on an angle. So the bad thing is the bottom bushing came out. So I got tapped back in, and that may be an issue. I was kind of afraid of that. We'll bring you back. What do you do when the guy that turned the shaft just can't read the frickin' tools? I haven't put the mics on it, just the calipers, but that was 1 inch 550. It's supposed to be 1.5, period. And so I've already gone over that about 10 or 15 times with Emery. That's the second piece of Emery, because the first piece I was plugged up. And I've been polishing the inside of this with another piece. And yeah, you can see the wear spot. That's where we tried putting it on. I got 3 of those. I know what they're from. They're because I put it in the lathe to clean it up. And these split ones are a bitch, so you got to put a chuck right over the top of that and hope it stays even. And it seemed to be even, but obviously, you know, it's off. Yeah, tiny bit. Finally got it to where it'll start on, but I can't get it past where he's at. So he's doing that again, and I'm gonna weasel the inside of this out. So thought that was interesting. Usually they make things a little undersized, if anything. That's what we got the Emery for. And yeah, I'm bringing you back here probably 45 minutes since the last little clip. So it's been a while. I don't care if it's tight going down as long as it's loose at the bottom. Otherwise, it's just going to gall up and screw up and ain't going to work right. So anyway, hopefully we get it together tonight. Otherwise, it's going to be in the morning because it's getting later. And, you know, what I expected to be a 10-minute job has already been well over an hour or two. Interference. Finally got everything in tolerances that would fit together. And keep in mind, I mean, that bushing we're working on is the bottom one. It's only been in there for, well, I don't know if it's ever been out. So if it's been changed, it was late 70s, early 80s. Put the bolt in there, put the hub on, and we're ready to go. As good as it's going to be. It's back on. Dogs think there's something in here for them. Took the weight barrel off, put the hitch on for the Traveler. And tomorrow, because it's been a day, tomorrow we'll move the grinder mixer out of the way, get the pump out and the Traveler out. Maybe get some water flowing tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. We'll still got to go up and get the little baler and take that white case up to get it. I think we got to bring the bale wagon down too because I think it's in the way of the baler. So, and Ron's been busy. Number one's been busy. And one thing we didn't fix on this Traveler this winter is it still has a leak where we put the new seal in on the other side. And I'm just not sure how to fix that. Kind of a iffy design, in my opinion. Looks just like it did when we brought it in. Never got to touch it. What's that? But, you know, they're phony freaking setup up there. I don't know if anybody makes a better setup, but one of these days when I get pissed off enough, I'll make a better setup out of it, maybe. Oh yeah, can't tell the owls have been spending time in here, can you? Yeah, little seeds laying everywhere. Not to mention, you know, if you want to get whitewashed, come in here at night. At least they're getting them stinking critters. Oh yeah, and I don't know that I showed enough cows yet today. So there we go. We'll even zoom up on them. How's that for a few? And the hay burners. And the steers. I don't know where the rest of that group is. They're either back there somewhere, or they're up in the barn. I don't know. Oh well. Say, it's been a long enough day. I even got to go to town twice today. 2 different places. Woo!